My name is Pavak Vyas, and I'm International Recruiter for Faculty of Math, University of Waterloo. I'm joined by Peter Balka, who is Director, Math CPA Program. Thank you, Peter, for joining us today.
Hi, Pavak.
Yeah, we do have our colleagues who are available to answer all your questions in the chat. So please feel free to share your questions that are through the presentation, and we will be more than happy to answer them. So Peter, let's begin. I would like to ask you to begin with, there are a lot of students who meet us and who would want to know about math and business program, and why at Waterloo math and business are so important and how we weave them together to make a great career for them.
Yeah, certainly, Pavak. I think it's no secret that business and finance and related areas have changed much in the last few years, and they've become very information-oriented industries. And now we're all aware that we have access to this massive amount of data. And the question now becomes how we use that information. How can we take that information and turn it into stories, turn it into decisions that optimize our success? And it's no longer, I think, good enough as it may have been, decades ago or a little bit more recently than that, to make decisions based on hunches or perhaps unjustifiable mathematical practices. And so I think business recognizes now how crucial it is to use mathematics and our ability to exploit that information to make as informed decisions as possible and to optimize strategies for success. And I think employers now are in a way scrambling over each other to find those individuals who not only are able to use mathematics and have that mathematical understanding to interpret that information, but also have the business knowledge, the business training to be able to apply that knowledge to the field of business and finance and accounting and economics, and to also be able to speak that language of the business community so that they can interpret and effectively communicate their results to that community. Now, in terms of our faculty of mathematics and our math, business, and accounting programs, first of all, we are a faculty of mathematics. If I'm not mistaken, we're the only faculty of mathematics in North America, if I think correctly. And what that really does, it allows us to offer an incredible array and breadth of math courses to the various programs. And so it's not just a matter of, well, we have some math programs here and we have some business programs, but we're able to effectively integrate those programs, those courses, so that we know the business courses the students take, we know what kind of things they need to know in the business industry, and we develop many of our math courses to complement that. So it's very much an integration. It's very much applied. Not you have to understand the theory, but once we understand the theory, we work very much on that hands-on learning of applying those mathematical concepts that we've learned to real-world business problems. And so we really feel that in that way, we're really able to offer our students the best of those both worlds. Not only that, again, we have things such as, for those who have an entrepreneurial spirit, we have a strong entrepreneurial culture at Waterloo. We have the intellectual property agreement, which allows students and faculty and all Waterloo employees to have control and ownership of anything they create. Our students also take some entrepreneurship and technology courses that are available to them on campus and within our faculty. And so, yeah, we are very pleased and very proud of our math, business, and accounting programs.
Thinking about business administration mathematics and business administration and computer science double degree program, can you highlight how this program works and how do the career contribute to the career success, especially operationalizing it? Because a lot of students have concerns about how do they operationalize. There are two campuses. Do they run across? Do they have exams and submissions together? How does that whole work?
Yes, that's actually one of our most popular programs is our double degree program. It's very highly sought, very competitive to get into. Yeah, and it is exactly as you state, Powak. There are two different double degree programs. With each one, you get 1 degree from Waterloo and a Bachelor of Business Administration from Laurier. The Bachelor of Mathematics BBA program, you get a Bachelor of Mathematics from Waterloo and a Bachelor of Business Administration from Laurier. And then there's the Bachelor of Computer Science from Waterloo and the Bachelor of Business Administration from Laurier. And again, it's an extremely popular program. One of the reasons is it gives you 2 degrees at the end of the program. And it only takes 5 years, 5 years plus 1 term, to get those 2 degrees. And if you consider it, typically an undergraduate degree is 4 years, if you do them separately, you to do, let's say, your Bachelor of Mathematics and say, well, you know what, now I got my math, now I want to get my Bachelor of Business Administration. It would not only take 8 years, but then you wouldn't have that integration of the math and business courses that we offer. So for that reason, it's very popular. It's extremely highly sought after by employers. They know that the students coming out of the double degree programs are very, very well trained both in mathematics and business and the ability, again, to integrate the two. In terms of logistically, they've been doing this for a long time, Laurier and Waterloo, and they know each other's schedule. And so the scheduling office, it's all built into our scheduling algorithm and everything else. And we take great pains every time to ensure that, for example, you're not going to be running from campus to campus the whole time. Physically, they're separated by maybe a 10-minute walk. And there's also shuttles going back and forth as well. The scheduling will ensure that for your exams and your classes, you have all your, let's say, Laurier classes at a certain block of time, and then you have your Waterloo classes perhaps later on in the day in the afternoon or the other way around together. And so that kind of logistics of how you actually take your business courses at one institution, Laurier, and how you take your math and CS courses at another, Waterloo, during the same term, during the same work, is not really an issue. Again, they've been working on that for so long. And so and the co-op as well, it's a co-op only program. So you gain up to 5 co-op terms, which is 20 months of this work experience. And again, it's for a variety of reasons, one of our most popular programs.
Does the single degree math and business also work in the similar fashion?
Yeah, the single degree works in a similar fashion in terms of the students taking their business program courses at Laurier, yes, and it would be the same. It would be very much integrated scheduling. So in the single degree, it's what it says. It's a single Bachelor of Mathematics degree from the Faculty of Mathematics, but you take your business courses from Laurier University.
Laurier, right. Okay, just taking this dialogue a step ahead, co-op is a very important element in our Waterloo programs, especially math and business that we are talking about right now. What kind of co-op jobs are available, and what are the kind of organization who hire our co-op students? I mean, you can just give some maybe illustrative list of careers and stuff like that.
Absolutely, and again, that's one of the most common questions we get, because right now, as with this insecurity, people seem to have now of their future and where we're going. It's people really want to know, how the co-op is going to help them with their chosen career paths, and it's always difficult to answer that, because I can't just give a list and say, here are the different courses, because different co-op positions, because there are so many different positions that they are in. Many students will be in their co-op positions and they're not even aware existed those kinds of positions. And that's the value of co-op. It introduces you to so many different potential job opportunities, and it allows you a chance to say, wow, I really enjoyed that, I want to explore that a little bit more, or wow, this is maybe not what I thought it was. But the obvious ones that we think of is in marketing, in finance, in banks, and so forth, data science, project management, data analyst, all these kinds of sample jobs. In terms of employers, it might be a little bit more relevant to talk about the kind of employers they would be. Typically, again, you would look at the major banks or the banks, if it's an accounting would be often with the big four accounting firms, Ontario Teachers Pension Plan, uh, again, working on some have the higher profile jobs working at the New York Stock Exchange trading floor, for example. And so it's very difficult to sort of categorize what kind of co-op jobs are available because, certainly having a math and business training, it doesn't limit you to a certain field. And that's something I think the students need to understand. It opens doors for any possible future opportunities.
Uh, I have heard a lot of good things about how our students are getting placed in co-ops and what kind of careers they explore. Just changing track a little bit, taking cue from your previous question, you said there are a lot of support that are available. I believe the double degree programs are a little rigorous, are of course challenging, and students need a little bit of hand holding and support. So can you just elaborate what kind of support students get while they are studying math business?
Many of our programs, the double degree program has their own student club, the double degree club. The farm program has a program. They all have their own student clubs in which they organize certain activities, social events. They put teams to get in business competitions. And so the student culture in our math, business, accounting programs is thriving. In terms of the academic side, we have a tutorial center, for example, in math. That's one of the most common places that people meet. It's for our core first year math courses. And it's also not only where you get assistance from faculty and teaching assistants and so forth, but you also meet there with students to work on assignments together and things like that. Every program has its academic advisor that you can always have access to one-on-one. They make themselves available every week. I'm, for example, the program director and academic advisor for Math CPA, double degree, farm. All our programs have their own advisor that you can go to and get information that you need from them. Obviously, and it's probably very relevant in this day and age with a lot of struggles we're working through. We have counseling services on campus, campus wellness. Also, the institutions we're affiliated with, the School of Accounting and Finance, has academic coaching for students. Laurier also has their own group support. And so there's a lot of support, student support out there, we feel, and we're trying more as they need, but they really have access, in my view, to as much support as they're willing to seek out.
Yeah, that's really important. I was talking to a student last week, and we normally chat with the student, and he was saying the pro tip that he gave me is tell the students to make advisors their friend. They are the best friends that you can have
Yeah,
on campus to advise
absolutely.
you early
And once
for
you
the
go one,
programs.
yeah, that's the thing. We get so many repeat customers because they come once and they go, wow, that was amazing. I could just sit here and talk for 15 minutes, get my problem solved. And, but it's that going that first time, sometimes we have trouble convincing the students because we're not really that intimidating, I don't think anyway.
That's right. Okay, just changing gears a bit from business program, there are quite a few students who want to pursue chartered professional accountant as a designation. And you being a director of Math CPA program, can you just tell us how does the whole career, if you want to be a CPA, how does whole career and how does the program work for the students?
Yeah, that's probably the easiest one of our programs to define and explain because it's very much oriented to those students who want to pursue a CPA, Chartered Professional Accountancy designation. And it's for those students who also recognize, as we do, that strong quantitative skills will help you in a lot of your chosen career paths. And so you end up getting out of it a Bachelor in Mathematics because it's offered by the Faculty of Mathematics. But at the same time, when you're through your Math CPA undergraduate degree program, then you have access to the Masters of Accounting program. And you immediately move from your last term in your Math CPA. As soon as you meet your undergraduate requirements, you can take 8 months and get your Masters of Accounting at Waterloo through the School of Accounting and Finance. And then that allows you then, once you graduate from MAC 8 months later, ready to challenge the common final examination. So that would be a total of 5 years. In 5 years, you would get your Bachelor of Mathematics in 4 years plus 1 term, and then another 8 months with your Masters of Accounting. And now you're ready to challenge a common final examination, and you have a master's degree, and you're then exempt from the CPA Canada's requirements that allow you to meet the same to challenge for the final examination as well. So we're very much pleased that the School of Accounting and Finance is nationally accredited by CPA Canada, and that allows us then to offer the MAC program to our accounting students. And it's only Waterloo's accounting students that are able to access this Masters of Accounting program. And so it is a very popular program, obviously, for those students who want to consider their CPA designation.
Yeah. So how, CPA is one professional designation that students can take along with math, but then we have math and farm program, the financial analysis and risk management. So can you just elaborate that? How does that work? I mean, someone who's seeking professional designation is what I guess is the most flavor of the day.
It certainly is. I was just going to say, I mean, now, students, I think, aware that they just really want to feel like they have a ticket, that's something tangible that will, and so designations absolutely are very, very important for students. And we were very much aware of that. And that, in fact, is one of the reasons we developed this course many years ago to begin with. It is, again, one of our most popular programs now. It is absolutely thriving. And in the farm, we call it the farm program, or financial analysis risk management program. It allows students to choose between 2 areas, and if wishing to pursue ultimately 2 designations. One is a chartered financial analyst, CFA, and the other is a professional risk manager, PRM. And so in farm, then again, it's combined. It's a Bachelor of Mathematics. All our programs are Bachelor of Mathematics programs, and it allows us then to combine our mathematics courses that we integrate with our business with different business courses. Now, in farm, we have 2 streams that you would select in your second year, for example. If you would want to pursue your CFA designation, then you would have the financial analysis stream. If you want to pursue your professional risk manager designation, your PRM, then you would pursue the risk management stream. The professional risk management stream is a little bit more mathematically inclined for those who have more interest in mathematics and the use of mathematics in assessing risk and so forth. And so those are our 2 streams that you would take. In terms of the farm program and what it allows students to receive an exemption from one of the PRM exams, and it also covers most of the material if you take the financial analysis stream. Most of the material tested in the CFA level 1 exams. And so again, it's a very important, very popular program now with the students who wish to have careers in corporate investment banking, risk analysis, credit analysis, consulting, etc.
Right. I mean, there are also some of our majors that student can choose in the second year along with their math programs. So how does that work? If someone doesn't want to do everything from the first year and want to do a general first year and move to a business program in the second year, how does that work?
Well, we've covered now 3 of our perhaps higher profile and long-standing math business courses. We've covered the double degree, the math CPA, and the farm. There are other programs that you can transfer into from the Faculty of Mathematics in your second year. And how that works is so in other words, with the 3 we've just discussed, double degree, math CPA, and farm, you would apply directly to these programs from high school through the OUAC website. But there are others that you would come to the Faculty of Mathematics, take your first year core courses. Virtually, first year courses are virtually the same for all Faculty of Math students. They're all making sure that you have all your algebra, calculus, statistics, computer science courses down, all the foundations down, along with some electives. And then from there, some of the math, business, and accounting programs that we offer that you could choose going into second year is mathematical economics, combining math and economics the same way we are combining math and business and math and finance and math and accounting. Information technology management, which looks at the managerial side of information technology. There's mathematical optimization. And math business as well that we discussed, the single degree, you can also transfer into after your first year as well.
Yeah, taking cue from economics, because that's where we see a lot of interest in students who wanting to make careers in economics and seeking jobs in banks and financial institutions and stuff like that. But a lot of them believe economics is a humanities discipline, and how can it, or how does it gel well with mathematics? So can you elaborate the combination of economics and mathematics, and how does that work?
Sure. Firstly, yeah, mathematical economics works the same way in terms of the administration of it as math business, for example, and that you would take your mathematics courses from the Faculty of Math, and then you would take your economics courses from the Department of Economics in the Faculty of Arts, and you would still receive your Bachelor of Mathematics. Now, how we can justify or explain the value of a strong quantitative background in economics in the same way we can in any business field, in that we can really almost reduce anything in the field of business and economics to an optimization problem. We're trying to optimize our decisions. We're trying to optimize our strategies to give us the best chance of success, either optimize growth, optimize profit, whatever we want to and so it's a matter of then in economics, for example, two areas in which we use mathematics to make informed decisions, for example, is in the field of econometrics, where essentially we're using the massive amounts of data we have available to us to build economic models, mathematical models, statistical models that account for the variability in some value. And we want to be able to explain that availability with certain inputs, with certain factors, and knowing always that there's uncertainty and we can't predict with 100% certainty. So we use these models then to make the most informed decisions that we can. That, for example, is the field of econometrics, which is very closely related to the field of statistics and statistical modeling, modeling variability, forecasting. In a way, we use it almost to try to see into the future, by forecasting in the future, forecasting, analyzing, interpreting, anticipating economic data, economic trends, business trends. Another very interesting example, I think, is in the area of game theory, which is a very interesting branch of mathematics in which we use math to determine your best course of action to maximize, to optimize a success when faced with uncertainty regarding another interested party's actions. And it has many applications.
That's very interesting. I mean, what is a better time than you talk about uncertainty than what we are right now living in with all the pandemic and the economic growth numbers? Thank you very much for highlighting that. Just one final question is you've taught for several years and mentored a lot of students. What kind of careers do students in math, business, and accounting program pursue after they graduate? That's one question we often get.
I can imagine you get that. Like I say, it's very similar actually to the question about the co-op that we get, because it's both students are very motivated to ensure that they are, leveraging their education the best they can when they leave the institution, and they certainly should do so. And so I, in a way, I answer it the same way. When I get asked that question, of course, you can imagine at all the different open houses and university fairs, I've got that question answered a lot. And I guess it's a good time as any to say right off the top that in no way math and business limits you in what you can do in the business industry. It just opens every door possible for you in that regard. And so when the student comes up to me and says, so what kind of job can I get with a Bachelor of Mathematics? I get a little bit tongue-tied and go, why? How can I, it doesn't, oh, you don't sit there and all of a sudden you're at a computer and just doing math all day. It has to be applied to something, and it can be applied in any field whatsoever. I teach so many different students from almost every single department in the university by now, because every department recognizes how important it is to use our quantitative skills to make decisions. And so, we have the career paths are so varied. Typically you only see what ones that the students think are, sexy or very attractive. Things like, investment banking, business consultant, marketing, into marketing, and into a data scientist. And so, again, yes, a lot of students go through what you would think of as a traditional, with traditional employers, the banks, the pension plans, and so many different other, private companies, government companies. And so, but there are also so many other ones that students, they end up doing their own startups or working with startups. And so it really, if we were to have access to every single job that our graduate students over the last 30, 40 years have settled on, that have graduated from one of our programs, the list would be so extensive and growing all the time. And so, it's something that you feel, and it's a little bit of a leap of faith, I know, for the students. They feel like, and you may not know exactly what kind of job you want. That's great. If you do, you say, I want to be an investment banker, I want to be a day trader, then that's fine. But many students just know, look, I want to be in the business industry. I have strong quantitative skills. I think that's a great combination. And then they leave themselves open to, and that's where Co-op comes in. It introduces them to a lot of different job opportunities. It introduces them in terms of networking with different companies. And so by the end of it, we feel that, the students are really able to recognize what their next step's going to be after graduating from the University of Waterloo.
Great. Thank you so much, Peter, for so elaborate answers. And thank you very much for joining us today. For those who are watching, I would encourage you to check out other sessions that are taking place through the day today in this entire virtual open house. And including, there are some very informative live question and answer session happening with our current math students. So you may choose to be there as well. And if you have any outstanding questions on the topics, feel free to visit our booth, Math, Business, and Accounting, and have a chat with an expert. We'd be happy to answer all your remaining questions. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining here. Take care.
Thank you, everyone.
And enjoy your rest of the day. Stay safe.